Alright, we're back at the Great Glacier. One of the few parts of the game, or really the only part of the game. I just can never remember where you're actually supposed to go, or what you're actually supposed to be doing. So I take some notes and I check them. We got an all materia here. Let's, I guess, leave and head to exit east. East. Which way is east? East is going to be to the right. I gotta remember to leave flagpoles. Is it gonna do a spin thing? There you go. Alright. Exit east, go left until four-way. Did I go the wrong east? I must have went the wrong east. Um, I went east if we were starting, if north is up. But if north isn't up, maybe I went, huh. I made it back to the cabin, and we came from below it. So we already went that way. So we either got to go left of it or above it. Oh, I'm supposed to be using Deathblow with Tifa now because we just got her added cut, which is fantastic. Forgot about that. But which way are we going? East should be to the right, but it says in my notes, leave cabin to swirling snowfield. Exit east. Go left until four-way. Okay, our transform leveled up. That's not useful at all. So maybe we're going left from here. Let's keep it in view, so we generally, it's probably going to be upish. Probably this way-ish. Um, yeah, usually I just like wander around and then faint, but at some point I decided, no, let's have notes. And my notes don't seem to be very good, as you may have noticed. Death Blow is, of course, our go-to move now. These are pretty weak enemies. Oh, did nothing. Nothing. And we didn't even get a counterattack. These enemies have pretty good dodge. Alright, at least she still got a critical. So yeah, I do think one thing really nice when replaying RPGs, and one of the reasons that I think I don't like replaying FF9 as much as some others, and I really like FF9, but I'm lower on it, I think, than a lot of people are, is that because the parties are so locked in at different points, I feel like, I play it the same way every time I play. Go left until four-way. Okay? Now, we may have went the wrong direction. Ah, and we fainted anyway. We're good. All right, so we won't get the Alexander materia. Who cares? We got the added cut. That's what matters. You awake? You collapsed at the Great Glacier. It's a miracle you're all right. My name is Hulza. I've been living here 20 years now. If you're planning to head north, you better listen to my story. All right, tell us. Why don't we go to the next room and sit down? All right, fine. It's that kind of story. I have to pay attention. See how it is. You ever hear about those who challenge the cliff? I'm going to move my screen slightly so I can see how long I've been running. Sure. First time my friend Yamsky and I tried to climb the cliff was 30 years ago, but we weren't prepared for it. We did expect the temperature to be low, but on that cliff there's always a biting cold wind. The cold air lowers your body temperature. Oh no. Yamsky was below me. He cut his own rope. What a tragedy. And I didn't even notice. Point is going to be we have to mash a button to stay warm. That's basically it. Ever since then, I've settled here, continuing to challenge the cliff and provide warning and shelter to my fellow climbers. If you're going to climb the cliff, there's two precautions you'll need to take. First, check your route. It's hard to find because of all the snow. Second, once you get to a ledge, make sure you warm yourselves up. So mash that square button. Understand? Yeah, we got it. You must have used a lot of energy getting up here. Better get some rest before you head out. Alright, I'd happily take a full heal. I will always take that. Yeah, I guess probably go in here to get the heal. To climb the cliff. Nope, we got this. Like the rest of the yeah, that's what I wanted. And then we'll save, and then we'll start heading up Gaia's Cliff. Again, this is a bit of a slow part in the game. Going to be a couple episodes that are primarily just gameplay. But once we get past that, the game's going to open up a whole bunch. Whole bunch. And we will finally have my intended setup. I think. We might not have it very long. We'll see. We'll see. You know, I've been thinking. What is it? Obviously, we're not saying save it for later. Seeing a place like this makes you realize how awesome nature is. But if anyone ever told me to live here, I'd tell them to, you know. I tell you one thing, though. If I did have to live here, I'd change things around here and make it better. I guess the total opposite of this would be Midgar. When you think of it that way, Shinra don't seem so bad. See, Barret's such an interesting character, right? Because when he sees the world, he thinks about it. And I know that doesn't seem like much, but there's so many both characters and also just people where right we have our view of reality. And we when we see something new, we explain to ourselves why this fits the reality we've been envisioning, right? Barret comes from this world where Shinra is the evil to defeat. And he could come here and he could tell himself maybe that this is a good life, which it probably is for Holzoff, but wouldn't be for Barret, and I think wouldn't be for most of us, but that doesn't mean it's not for some. Or you could conclude that this is the place being exploited, right? We know energy was taken from this place. That Genova caused that energy to be sort of stripped or put in here, causing it to be so desolate. But Shinra are sort of creating that elsewhere. That this is just another example of their type of flaw. You know, we tell ourselves stories so that we don't have to change what we think and how we react to reality. Barret, on the other hand, sees this and goes, hey, this is so much worse than the city. This is so much less of a life for someone for most of us to live in. Again, not saying everyone, but for most of us to live in. This is so much less than the community and the world that like a shared world has, rather than this lonely on the edge emptiness. And yeah, did I talk before about? I did. Let's not get sidetracked about World War II surveys again. Erg. What the hell am I saying? The Shinra, not bad. We'll secure the route. You come up later. But I think Barret is the character in the game who most regularly both his interesting thoughts about the world, but his interesting beliefs about what it should be, and looks at the world around him. And, like, if he did live here, he would make it different. He would try to build community. He would try to make it not about scaling the cliffs. Barret is a surprisingly structural character in what he cares about, right? He's not he's not the I take out this one person, this solves the problem. It's I have to build something with other people to actually help things be better. It's not just that person has to go or this structure can stay, but one bad person is at the top. No, it's the world. I have to change it, and I really like that in a character. And I think a lot of the characters that work for people who aren't me, we're just gonna mash square for a bit. I think 38 is the maximum degrees, so let's start climbing. Um, is because they don't really have much belief about things. Barret is a character, let's go right to where we're going to climb up. Barret is a character filled with beliefs, right? Who is constantly interacting with and caring about his world. And I really want that in characters. One of the reasons like Squall really works for me is because we're so in his head the entire game, and because his thoughts about the world around him, ooh, a Malboro, are judgments, right? They're not, okay, we just have to stop this. There's judgments that are more complex than that. I really appreciate that. Shame Deathblow missed. You know, Tifa's damage is going to be pretty consistent now, but when she hits her death blows, she's going to be doing around 2,000. Again, we're going to get her even better than this, but for now, can't say 2,000 isn't pretty good damage to get sometimes. Yeah, so 1290 plus 624. All right, so that's a little over 1,900. Arguably, I'm exaggerating when I say 2,000, but we can round that. I saw this thing. There was a big fight on Wikipedia the other day of like, I think it was Avatar 2 or whatever. I never saw any of those movies, but if Avatar 2 had 771 million sales or 770.9 million, I'm happy to round. I ain't bust. She's doing 2,000 ish damage. That's good enough. All right, we're full warmth. We can climb. I like to get full. It's probably not necessary. If like you were speed running, you'd understand like you don't quite have to mash to full. But I'm not speed running. Malboros, incidentally, of course, are a very classic FF enemy with bad breath. We fought a different colored version of this before. I'm gonna attack a death blow with Tifa, and I think it's time to bring out Trine. Got a bunch of MP, and there are 4 enemies on the field. Oh, that one's super dead. Tifa already hit it once. Wait up. Why are they poisoning themselves? I have no idea why that happened. Do we have like added effect connected to something? I don't think so. Also, isn't that great? Tifa, if Death Blow kills something, she still gets the full turn. I did not need to use Trine, but I wasn't actually sure if I'd ever used it, so I thought I would, and obviously does great damage. Enemy skills are very strong. Blue Magic, I think, works quite well in this game. And because a boss has Trine and another boss has Aqualon, you have a very good chance to have access to these moves. It's not ones you have to go out of the way for. And I think that's appealing because sometimes enemy skill can feel a lot like arduous, right? Something to collect. Interesting. We're fighting Materia Keeper. This is a boss that's now just a normal enemy, which means we know what it's weak to because we know what all bosses in this game are weak to. Also, Tifa does so much damage. All right, well that had less life than the boss. Poison didn't really help, but shout out to Bio. What a underused spell I think in this game. Let's go this way. I don't really remember this map. I'm gonna move around a little disorganized. Sneak through there. Ribbon. That's our second ribbon. We could put it on Tifa, but I quite enjoy the power wrist on her. I'm enjoying getting a lot of damage. 2 ribbons is very nice. Grab this. Oh, the enemy there, um, if we manipulate it, that enemy that's the Materia Keeper reskinned, I think it now has Magic Breath, which is a level up for massive damage. Though also has like weird elemental properties, so a bunch of stuff absorbs it. So we're probably just gonna ignore it. Also, it costs a lot of MP. Javelin, that's for Sid. Everyone's second favorite swearing character behind Barret. Push the rock over? Oh, of course. And that will create a path the other way, which we will now see. We're probably supposed to have run around this in the other order, but just running on the bottom of the screen while this goes. Oh, can that hit you, do you think? Do you think you can, I don't think you can, but that would be pretty funny. I've never been right under where it falls there before. Alright, we got back attacked again. Maybe we'll manipulate it this time, or try at least. Oh, there's Magic Breath. Alright, we won't need to try. That probably will do massive damage. Yeah. Okay, well, we learned Magic Breath. And Tifa went down. Probably can't use it again, right? So we have life. We don't need to use Phoenix Downs. And then I think I'm going to use another Cure too, just to try to make sure she doesn't go down immediately. But if it can use Magic Breath again, that would be a pain. Those pretty powerful moves. I guess we'll just heal Tifa. Death Blow. Magic Breath, strong move. That did like 2,000 to Tifa. So yeah, nothing too exciting. While I have my notes up, which I haven't had up much for the rest of the playthrough, but I do have like scarce notes on the rest of the game. Maybe I'll just keep them up from now on and remember things better. The next boss is one of the first bosses we can actually steal something from. I don't remember what Protect Ring does, so maybe we'll try to steal it, see what it does. Alright, 4 enemies. Last time I saw that, I thought we should, try to, use a all-hitting move, but they did die pretty quick, so I don't think that's needed. And it's not like they do much damage, so we can save the MP. Yeah. What do we have to talk about today? Tifa's the best. Look at this damage. Return, she just did 3,000. Cloud is slumming at 600. I mean, he could get a critical too, but if he gets a critical, he's doing 1,100. Okay, obviously I could have put this setup on other characters, but it's a pretty good setup, and I'm enjoying it. Vincent, incidentally, is a nice user for it, because he does have the best accuracy, so he is the most likely to hit on the death blows. Now, he doesn't, unlike Tifa and Cloud, he doesn't get something like the nail bat. So for that period from the Temple of the Ancients to the Ice Town, he would be significantly weaker than her. But at this moment, he would be quite good to do this build with. Tifa is actually the only character in our party who can currently get so many turns, who currently can get hit by status effects. And that put her in Fury, so she's going to take more damage now. So I'll have to be careful about her going down. But this will probably hit Tifa. Yeah. Death Blow, also really nice to have on characters if you want to save them using their limit breaks for bosses. Right? Now I'm just, because I'm using Death Blow, I'm going to leave her limit up. And next time we see a boss, I am going to Unleash, which will be pretty shortly. Which way are we going? That's the way we came. Wait, is that the way we came? Yeah. Wait, no, this is the way we came. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm just getting confused in extra encounters. That's okay, though. Probably don't need to fight all of these. I do throw in attacks even if I intend to run. The run worked. I can let go now. Just because it gives extra time for the game to have decided you're going to run. And also because it clearly can decide while the attack's going off, while the animation is happening. It can decide, oh, you successfully ran. And you want to give it the chance to do that, and it is time when it can decide you have successfully run when you're attacking rather than the enemy is attacking. These have kind of annoyingly good dodge. I think Tifa is the fastest. No, Piggyman's faster. Alright, Tifa's death blow will definitely miss. Nope. Wow. These enemies have high dodge rates. You can see Nanaki's move missed. Piggyman's. Incidentally, the real Piggyman hates Kate Sith more than anything. And I scared him by telling him I would be using a party of Nanaki and Kate Sith, but I will not be doing that. And we got another mash that square button. And which way do we go? Up or to the right? Let's go right. A little colder. Oh, we're getting cold. I'm holding the wrong button. Alright, let's gain temperature immediately. Did I go the wrong way? I went the wrong way, and it was the harder way, too. Oh, serious mistakes here. I feel like it's probably quicker to just kill these than fight, especially because their toxic barf only does anything if it hits Tifa, who did now do 2100 that turn. Ribbons are very good status equipments in these games. And FF7 gives you access to them quite early, relatively speaking. Like, I don't know what chunk through the game we are. I think it's well over 50%, especially well over 50% of the runtime, given that for various reasons I'm probably going to get faster as we make progress. Because kind of once we get our intended build, we won't really be worried about items anymore. Alright, we're cold. Got some warmth back. Let's go right. Going down seems pointless. Gain some temperature. Very exciting time. Maybe I should have talked about World War II surveys again. So interesting, the stories we tell ourselves. Barret really is one of the great characters of this game. I know there's problems with him, and some people aren't that high on him, but he's and sometimes the characters themselves treat him like an idiot, which is a bummer. And sometimes the writers do give him a few very dumb lines. Like he had one in the inn when we were in the Golden Saucer. But that said, Barret's great, and I think, in my opinion, just because I like some other cast members even more, he's probably only my third favorite cast member, but that's pretty remarkably strong cast. On the other hand, I'm not an Eris person, and I think like Nanaki's a good fill out the party member, but obviously is not that major a character. Alright, let's finish this with sled thing. Or not. Yeah, I haven't ranked the characters in a while. I think pretty clearly Tifa. Sorry, not Tifa. I think Tifa has not been one of the great characters so far, I should say. I think it's pretty clearly the big three of kind of importance and impact have been Cloud, Barret, and Eris in some order. You could order them differently. Uh, I'd probably go Barret, Cloud, Eris, but again, I'm not an Eris person. Um, and then I think after that, you probably have Tifa and then Nanaki as the clear next two of characters. Wow, limit breaks can miss. I didn't. I genuinely didn't know that. I had no idea that could happen. Oh man, bats of high evasion. Clearly, I didn't know that could happen. Huh. The more you know. We go get that chest? Apparently not. I feel like we can though. Okay, but I guess not. And it doesn't matter anyway. We have everything we need. But too many enemy encounters. Um, so I think Nanaki and Tifa are clearly the likable next tier of characters. They're not as important to the story. They haven't had that many interesting like thoughts or connections to events happening, but they're clearly the likable fourth and fifth. And then for our last three slots, we have the two optional characters. And I know what's happening. Okay. We have the two optional characters, and we have Kate Sith. And I think we just gotta say, Kate Sith's not great. I think the use of Kate Sith as a comparison to his, as I keep saying, I'm using the same words, I don't have other words for it, but his overwrought death compared with Eris's really sudden one is compelling and an important contrast. But Kate Sith is not good. Shinra are not good. I find Yuffie pretty entertaining. I think her now we haven't seen much of her shtick because basically you only see much more if you go to Wutai, and we have not been to Wutai. We will go to Wutai, I think. But I enjoy Yuffie, I think, more than I enjoy the other two. Vincent is very clearly the crowd favorite. People think he's cool. He does clearly have the most kind of backstory importance. We have not seen it, but obviously that he was in love with Lucretia, that's clear, and that Lucretia bore a child from a Hojo experiment that was Sephiroth. It makes him clearly plot connected. We are facing these enemies way too much. But I don't actually think he's very interesting. Also, he's an ex-Turk. There's a whole bunch about him that could be kind of interesting, but the story there actually is in the game is fairly minimal. Ooh, fire armlet. Do we actually want to change anyone's though? Because we like Tifa having, ooh, wizard bracelet. No defense, great magic defense. I think magic defense might be glitched, but it might be magic defense percentage. We could give her even more slots, and they would be paired, but she doesn't need paired slots, and the defense is so bad, and she's on cover duty that I think that's not a great choice. Bolton firearm, all three of these are pretty much the same. It feels like draining cold is probably the most useful, and Cloud drains like half of everything, which is obviously pretty great, and I think his equip's a little better. So we'll just leave this as it is. Maybe we'll summon. See what Ramu's got for us today. Tifa has counterattacks. Wow, Ramu's going to be so unnecessary. Everything will be dead by the time it goes off because Tifa's just countered them to death. Anywho, what were we talking about? Yeah, so I think we'll go current ranking. Eighth, Kate Sith, traitor, kind of annoying, bullied his way into the party, took Marlene hostage, works with Shinra, uh, stole stuff from. There's lots of anti-Kate Sith stuff. The fortune telling gimmick not great. When Eris said, or when he took the fortune and said, "I don't want to say it'll make Tifa feel bad," and Eris was like, "Oh, tell me," because she doesn't care if Tifa feels bad. Um, went ahead to say it immediately. Was happy to do so. Yeah, we're gonna go eighth place. Eighth place, Kate Sith. Seventh, I think I think is Vincent. I could see him having him sixth. I'm confused by people who have him higher. I don't think he's. I think he's connected to plot that's interesting, and he has a vibe people find appealing and cool, and that's all okay. I think there's not connection. No, we're not going to jump down until we have gotten all of these. Each time we run past a icicle, word totally left my brain. Each time we run past an icicle, use Bolt 2. Probably should just use Matra Magic. That's probably more efficient than Bolt 2. I don't know how much life these things have. But, yeah, I think Vincent's 7th. He's just not enough of an actual person for me. In 6th, we have Yuffie, who is also obviously not an actual person, but she's entertaining to me. Again, you could switch those and I wouldn't really complain. I just think Yuffie's pretty funny. And then we have a big gap. I think there's a very clear top 5. And in 4th and 5th, we have the characters who are likable and good characters, but not critical parts of the story so far. And I think we have Nanaki, who is we had his Cosmo Canyon section, but that's basically it. That's basically just him for the game. The story of Nanaki is he was captured by Hojo. He is the last of his kind. He thought his dad was a coward. Now we learned his dad's not a coward. His dad was pretty great. That's about it. That's fine. That's a good amount for a kind of your 5th place character. I think he's a very good 5th place character. I think Tifa's in 4th, and I think similarly, she has a strong case for a 4th place character, but I don't think we can go higher. Let's see if we kill the icicle first. Does it just skip the rest of the fight? I should heal with Nanaki. Or Cloud. Should definitely heal. What happens if you just go for the icicle? Kill it. Does the fight end? I don't know, actually. I bet it does. Because the other enemies have disappeared. I wonder if you get experience for having killed all of them. Yeah, we do get the kill, the win, but let's keep track of. So that got 1150 experience. Next time I'll kill all of them, and we'll see if we get more experience or not. We don't want to jump down. So I think 4th place Tifa. Like, obviously, from how I've talked about her, I just click Tifa automatically for any purpose. Obviously, I'm going to move her up by the time we're at the end of the game. But I think she's in 4th. I think she's a strong 4th. But again, hasn't had that much story importance, is clearly a potential love interest. Now a more likely love interest, given, Eris's demise. But I think Tifa's 4th. 3rd is Eris. She has the problem that I just don't like her all that much. I think she often acts in sometimes entertaining, but often like unlikable ways. And then in 2nd, I think we got to go Cloud, and in 1st Barret. But you could switch those two. I really like Cloud's progression as a dick to not a dick, and he will get more story. No, I should put Cloud first. I like Cloud a lot. Yeah, let's heal with Cloud, and then get off Nanaki's limit. Oh, that I didn't heal with Cloud. But that's okay. It'll just kill the bat. It won't end the fight. But I think that's how I'd rank the 8 right now. Of course, by the end, I will have Tifa higher, and I'll move Eris down to wherever I'd actually have her, which is not very high. But I'm trying to be like, what's their place in the story? How well executed is it? And the whole Eris part is very well executed. So we'll keep her high. We'll be a little dishonest to my actual taste. 3,100. So we did not get experience from beating the bats in the previous fight. The more you know. We will not be jumping down because there's an item to grab. Last elixir. Now, I think that's just another elixir that the game decided to call last elixir. I could be wrong. Like, I think if we look in our inventory um, and look through it, like, there's no last elixir here, right? There was an elixir. Maybe it was a mega elixir, though I think we already had that. How many of those do we have? We have 3. So it could have been a mega elixir. I think it was just an elixir. It's weird how sometimes, like, sure, we'll jump down. Sometimes there's kind of typos on things, like lucky plus instead of luck plus on the items we receive. So I don't know if it's that, but now we have created a path. So we can grab this. Speed source, nice. Of course, we will give that to our MVP, who I just announced was clearly the best character in the game, Tifa. And we will save, and I think we'll go fight the boss here, and then we'll call it. Again, not too much story, but again, great moment from Barret in there. Great moment from Barret. Barret is the one most invested in the world the story is happening in, and has the most kind of beliefs at a political level. And when I say politics, I don't mean like party versus party, though obviously that's a political thing. I mean like the belief of who gets what when, how we should structure society, which is what politics are, and the rest is various forms of fighting over it. But what's this? Enhanced sword. That's for Cloud, I think. And yeah, so they give us an option where we have access to 8 slots, but we lose a lot of power. I think we will not be doing that. So I kind of wish I'd checked out the Yoshiyuki. I feel like it's probably not worth running at this point. I know it gets a boost, but we're starting to get more powerful weapons, and having, Nanaki or Nanaki and Tifa KO'd full time seems probably not worth it. So okay, we won't be running Yoshiyuki this playthrough, which is a shame. I'd love to know if someone has experimented with it, and if it has good results. Like, if I was playing a solo Cloud run, I am sure I would be using it. And that might be a fun run to do someday. Oh, I used on the one character not resistant to poison. So Barret's great. That's really what I want to underscore this episode, is that Barret is the most interesting character, and also he's not a character that comes with certainty. This is a weird analogy, but if you read, there's an intro. I forget if it's to the Left Hand of Darkness or the Dispossessed, but it's one of those Ursula Le Guin books. And there's a foreword to the book where she kind of says there's an idea to this book, and I was asked once, why didn't you just say the sort of idea, the belief, the argument? And she said if she had known how to say it better than telling this story, she would have just done that. But the best way she could come up with to talk about this, to think it through, was to tell the story. Let's go the long way this time. Last time it didn't work out for us, but maybe we'll get rewarded this time. And so that was how she ended up telling the story, because that was the best way she knew how, right? So this ended up just being slower than the other way. It just joins up back here. That's a shame. And if it was for the Dispossessed, I feel like it was for the Left Hand of Darkness. But the Dispossessed is a very interesting story. It is a person coming from a really generous anarchist world, and he views. Oh no, I thought I was off, and I was trying to restore warmth. And he comes to this very abusive capitalist world, and you get to see this sort of outside view of that world, and it's an interesting perspective on it and the events that happen there. He comes to a world somewhat like parts of our own, but with a very alien view of it, right? A view that comes from quite a different society. Alien's the wrong word, but comes from different political structure and different expectations of what the world should look like. And it's not a story that I think should be read as saying anarchism or some kind of highly civil libertarian society is necessarily better, right? Um, like it's certainly there's an obvious preference here, but it's not so much making an argument as trying to like figure out how we should be viewing these different things. And I think the book is not. I had a poli sci TA who got very annoyed at me for saying it was. I really liked the book because she was like, "No, it didn't go far enough. It should have been this absolute rejection of everything." And I liked it as this free heal. I liked it as this story of some a character who didn't like have all the answers and an author who didn't either. Erga. And that's not every story I like, but I think that fits Barret. Ooh, that's one of the Black Capes. I think that fits Barret, right? Barret is not someone who comes to us with all the answers, but he's someone who's trying really hard and he is attentive to that he can make mistakes and that the world can be a more interesting, complex place. And that makes him a really compelling character to exist in it. Barret is great. Put more respect on Barret's name. That's what I'm saying. All right, so I want to try to steal from this boss. Which one do I want to steal from? The right one. All right. So one of the heads. Ooh, you actually do real damage. One of the heads does damage of one type. They do less to. So I think if we used magic breath, it probably wouldn't do much damage. They do less to Cloud because he has something that resists. Did we actually steal the thing? I wasn't even paying attention. Because he resists elemental damage of all types, while Nanaki only resists of specific types. So, like, yeah. Nothing to steal. Okay, we did get it. And, alright, let's use maybe Big Guard. Big Guard's pretty useful to have out. And now Tifa's going to do enormous damage. Just you wait. This is kind of a wasted heal because it won't do as much, but seems useful. 4,000? 2,000 there. 4,200. 6,600. Yeah, that's pretty good. One turn, 6,600. No big deal. I'm going to actually throw a high potion on Tifa because, yeah, other stuff is doing so little. And then she just does a normal turn for 2,300. Yeah, why do we need other characters? This is why solo Tifa is just not that difficult to run. You can set her up to do really substantial damage. Okay, I think that's what they do when one of the heads is down. Yeah, oh no, they're still both targets. Alright, we'll attack the Tifa. I'm going to throw out Cure 2. It won't do much, but I'd like to have a little more health. Ooh, they combined the elements now. It is funny how Shell and Protect limit your ability to heal yourself. Alright, that again. Take it. I'm going to use Cure 2 again. I want to be topped off. I think they have like a on death type move. Okay. Just gonna heal Tifa. Just try to make sure she's in good shape. Don't want her to go down at the end of the fight. And Clim Hazard or Blade Beam? They still have both heads, so let's use Blade Beam. Just get maybe a little more usefully split up damage, I'm not sure. We love to see it. Alright, Tifa clearly takes the most damage from everything. Because the others have elemental resistances. Alright, just gonna have the other characters mostly heal. No, that wasn't great. How much you gonna do this time? 1900, about 4,000. Alright, that looks like the boss is dead. Otherwise, we would have seen the last move. There's its death move. Ooh, that was bad. Oh, that's bad too. Oh dear. Alright. Gotta. Oh, we're in trouble again. Man, I've handled a bunch of fights really poorly. Please don't take anyone out. Alright. And we can use life on Tifa. And I think the other head's gotta be pretty low. So we're gonna try to get topped off on health before we finish off the boss. For instance, Cloud, I'm gonna have heal himself to try to get to full. It's not moving. Why isn't it doing anything? Wait for it to go, and then I'll heal whatever it does, and then I'll try to finish it. Oh, that's not a threat. Oh, I didn't mean to attack. I meant to death blow, of course. Wow, you just got a lot of moves in a row, buddy. Means I hope that doesn't kill it. Because I don't want Tifa to go down for its final move. Yeah, we need some heals. Maybe Nanaki is another Cure 2 in him. Cure 2. Oh, that might kill it. I'm gonna just get Tifa up to full. And then it will launch this, and that will go off. And that should kill it, and we should be able to survive whatever it does at the end. Okay, that was a little chaotic. Only 3,000 damage, but that's probably it. No, it's not. Huh. Oh, please don't let that be it. Yeah. Now we can Clim Hazard. Maybe that'll be it? Not Death Blow. Wait, I healed the wrong character. That wasn't Tifa. Someone else healed 777. Oh, this final move's gonna kill Tifa. She won't get experience here. Maybe she'll miss. Okay, had more life than I thought. Let's make sure we're hitting Tifa. And we'll Death Blow. Well, I guess hit here? No, I just missed again! What am I doing? I keep picking the wrong character to heal. What a calamity if it goes down here. Alright. That Tifa? I think that's Tifa. Okay. And then we'll just full heal. Really trying to stay so its final move doesn't take anyone down so I can split experience properly. But man, this has been a lot more chaotic than this fight's supposed to be. See if we can spare enough time to get to a limit. Please be it. There you go. Okay. We did it. Never in doubt. And we survived the final move. Just a little paranoid there. Alright, so that boss fight went a little funky. We'll go back and grab the heal and save and call it a day. Again, too much gameplay this time, but Barret's the best, and that's important to remember. And yeah. Bosses with moves that hit as they die can be a little bit scary. Oh, we haven't fought these before. So let's make quick work of it. Won't give a good sense of what they do. I suspect they have Petrify, but because Kiorals in these games usually have Petrify. On the other hand, two of our characters have ribbons, so that is very unthreatening to our party in general. we will save and call it a day. Yeah, we're quite close to the far north. So our kind of quest and purpose is our chasing Sephiroth around the world will finally have come to some kind of fruition. Cheers.